Lisa, you should be host now.
I am. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm gonna log out,
Okay.
and I think I can log in as me, and it doesn't mess anything up, correct?
Okay. It
We'll
should be
find out.
fine.
All
Okay.
right, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, I believe we have one more joining. So give them one more minute, and then we'll get started.
Can you hear us or hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
All right. Well, we do have a quorum, so in the interest of efficiency, I'm going to suggest that we get going. Are you guys? Can you all unmute and just make sure that we can hear you on mic?
I'm here.
Thank you, Adam.
Here.
All right, we got Peter, and I heard Adam's alone us a minute ago. Beautiful. All right, let me get the agenda up. You ready, Lisa? Oh, we're already recording, correct?
Yes, it continued when you left.
Okay, perfect. All right. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for making time today to get this special meeting in. I'm going to call the special meeting of the Willington School Building Committee to order. It is Friday, July 3rd at 5:02 p.m. Members present are myself, James Marshall, Adam Zalonis, Adam Brewer, and Peter Bacon. And sorry, I'm having a lot of reverb on you, Adam Zalonis.
Let me see if I can get that.
All right. So, thank you. All right. So, first up, and really the only action item on our agenda, item 2A, due diligence coordination, potential new site clearing proposals, which is really the focus of this. We'll talk about the geotechnical investigation. There's an RFP for that, to do some borings and on-site due diligence work. We're anticipating needing or being able to act on that at our next regular meeting on the 13th. This site clearing work and the reason for this meeting is because we're trying to get that work accomplished and ahead of that approval, or that future geotechnical approval. So via email, I had sent a number of just email correspondence documents. Mike McCoo, our first selectman, had reached out to, I believe it was four um, companies for the purpose of soliciting quotes to do site clearing work to limited to clearing paths, so that the geotechnical investigator can get a rig in to select locations so that we can do borings. So that geotechnical contractor won't be doing that work directly. We need to clear the property. So this is what that work is. It's not a full clearing. It's just limited paths to several locations on the property. Um, so of those four quotes that Mike solicited, he got two responses back. And you have two email chains basically quoting that. The first was just as way as summary. I'm trying to scroll to it. There were two quotes. The first was County Line Septic. They're estimating 1 to 2 days worth of work at $200 an hour. The second that responded was Green Star CT, at a $1,600 minimum, which includes 5 hours for mobilization and work, and then $275 an hour beyond that. They did say that they anticipate being able to clear 5 acres in a day, which is significantly more than what we are anticipated to need for this work. So we're figuring a day or less. So the recommendation is essentially for this committee to authorize an encumbrance of probably up to $3,000 to enable this work. We should select who we'd like to proceed with. The only note I'll make, and we'll have it in the back and forth as well, in the documentation, County Line Septic obviously is associated with one of the owners of the potential parcel. And while I'll be very clear that I'm not inferring that there's any, I suspect they're trying to help the town, obviously, in executing this work. And I don't anticipate I'm not implying any malfeasance or any, dealings. I just think it's something we as a committee need to be cognizant of. And I wanted to get all of your thoughts on that before we made any motions on who to proceed with. I'm just worried that in certain segments of the town, because we've already seen it, quite frankly, online. It might not be viewed favorably, and I don't know whether this committee wants that question, for lack of a better term. So, what do you guys think?
I don't think it matters to me, James. I don't think no matter what you do, someone's going to have something to say. So whatever's the best bang for the buck is what we do. We have a budget.
Yep. Yeah. So
Anyone else?
there, we don't have, obviously this is work, time and material. So we're executing up to a certain dollar value. I think both will be able to get it done in under the $3,000. The hourly rate is cheaper for County Line.
Right. Do we give them? Do we give them a do not exceed?
Yeah, that's
So
essentially
that's it.
that's what we would be doing. And we have to determine that amount.
Who's going to oversee the work? Who's going to stop by and make sure that they're doing what they need to? I don't know. Food for thought. What are they doing? When are we trying to get it cleared?
Well, once we can execute on this, we'll have to get that scheduled with whoever the selected vendor is. Ultimately, I think that we have guidance on the boring plan. You'll see it as part of the geotechnical work. The architectural team provided recommended locations, so that is what they're getting to, what they're trying to get to.
I get it.
Um,
Adam, can you like rip your drone over there every couple like hours and check on them, or what? Or is that something we think we shouldn't do if you're around?
I'm I'm not sure we need to micromanage this team. I think, if they have any questions, we just need somebody at the town side to be able to validate and
Okay,
answer
I
those
get that.
questions.
I understand that, but
Yeah,
who's what? I mean, okay, so I don't know these people. Do you know them personally? Have you ever worked with them? Do we know that they're not going
that's
to bill
a
us
good
for
question.
8 hours and really only get it done in six? That's all I was saying.
Nope, that's a good
Someone,
point.
someone to stop by halfway through the day and check in just to see how things are going. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah, I think we can make that happen, and we'll make it contingent upon, the execution of the work. We'll coordinate that through the selectman's office, whether
Yeah.
they have somebody from Public Works. Um, we don't have, as a school building committee, we don't have any on-site um, on-site advisory to, captured in our scope. Um,
So you're telling me if we do go through and build a new school, we're not going to be stopping by and checking on it? We don't have that in our charge. It's
no,
the
we
same
don't have,
thing.
well, we don't have full-time CA. We don't have a clerk of the works on board yet because we don't have a
Right.
project. We
Right.
will, we'll have to address that as part of the future project solicitation and development. That's for sure.
Okay.
I'm not worried
I'll,
about that down the line, but as in our limited study scope that we're at now, we do not have a clerk of the works on board to sit there for a day's oversight.
I
But
wasn't
we
even
can
I wasn't
arrange.
even saying a day. I was just saying to
Yeah.
stop by and see how it was going to make sure we're not getting burned. That's it. Simple.
No. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll make sure that we work that through on the town side through the selectman's office, whether it's
Right.
somebody from Public Works, whether it's I'll
Yeah,
do it if I have to. It doesn't really
yeah.
matter.
My
Um,
Okay.
concern would be they're actually doing the clearing in the right area so that the rig can get where it needs to be, and that the rig is doing going to the right place too.
Right.
yep.
Because if we clear the wrong place, we just blew money for no value.
Yep. Understood. And well, I mean, if they're going to the wrong place, they, they have a proposed location. They have a
Is it GPS coordinates on the drawing?
No.
no, but I think, and it's also not an exact science. It doesn't need to be at exactly those points. It can be in the general area through discussion with Colliers, with Scott from Colliers. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, I
we'll
I
keep
saw
them up to.
the reference that they had. There's only one reference point though, so it's kind of hard to get a
Yeah.
general
Anytime I do
location.
borings, I have GPS coordinates, but whatever. I don't care. Let's just get this. Let's do what we got to do to get this passed through.
That's a good question. We can follow up. We can ask our team to provide a little bit to nail down the exact
Yeah,
points
I
they're
mean,
trying to target with more detail if
Right
they
because it's
have any
either
questions.
typically it's pinned by somebody. Somebody goes out and drives a stake with a flag on it,
Yep.
which is usually your geotech. So our dude, maybe I guess
yeah,
geotech's not asking it. We're just doing our due diligence through our OPM's advice, right? The advice of Scott.
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
When
geotech is quoting those locations as provided by the advice of our architectural team, who, with their engineering team, advised on these potential locations based on the conceptual layouts. So,
Okay.
Yeah, but we typically have like monuments that are referenced, at least 2 or 3 monuments that are referenced for the points.
yep.
So
All right. So who's the low cost for this? And is the low cost the one like there was $200 an hour, and then what was the other one? 275.
200 $200 an hour. They said it could take up to 1 to 2 days. And then, sorry, let me open up that email again.
That's country line,
That's county line.
county line. Okay.
Um, and then Green Star was $1,600 minimum, but it includes 5 hours. And then 275 dollars an hour beyond that. So, but he believed he could get 5 acres in a day. So there's no, again, it's what they encounter on the field. That's why we're doing it not to exceed. So it's whoever we're most comfortable with. I think they're going to be on par. The hourly rate for county line is cheaper.
What's your take? I mean, I'm good to vote either way. I just want to get it done. Anybody else? Do we have any comments or concerns with this?
my biggest would be the on-site presence to make sure that we're doing what we said we're doing or they're
I
doing.
think
You know?
I think they will, and I think that unless some of us have hard points to reference, none of us are going to know if they're in the right location. So I
Right.
say at
And
this point, they say the sake of the holiday weekend, let's pass through one of these people, and then we'll have some coordination prior to them mobilizing to site, and we'll figure it out. Right?
Yep.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think we should just clarify, get some points, either GPS coordinates or monument distances. So, and then someone can be there to meet them and make sure that they have the data.
I will do that immediately. I'll send that outreach off on behalf of the committee to our team immediately following this call. Um, yeah, I mean, I think either organization would be fine.
Can anybody else on the committee comment on who they feel more comfortable with? Anybody
No.
got any concerns, comments?
Mm,
Let's vote this baby through.
Yeah, my only concern is with the county line and public, the court of public opinion. That is, I think it's something we need to be cognizant of. It's
So if that's the case, we vote the other contractor in with the do not exceed $3,000, period. That's what we have for a budget. But he's got to guarantee that we're going to hit those spots. I mean, you can't come to us and be like, "Oh, I didn't get to these 2 other borings because
yep.
I hit your guaranteed maximum, price here."
Yeah.
So
So one day for the one would be 1600, and then for county line, 200 an hour if you're doing 8 hours, and then 1600 for the other, that's 5 hours, and then 275. So
Yeah,
I
it's like
mean,
even is it even?
let me see.
no, county line would be cheaper for a daily rate, but what we don't know, 1 to 2 days from county line. Sorry, no. Yeah, county line would be cheaper from a daily rate, but we
Do
don't
they
have
have any
confirmation.
ownership in the property, James?
Yes,
Or do we?
county line, one of the owners is associated.
Well, so what's it matter? I mean, I
I don't,
as a
I
level-headed person, I'm like, what does it matter? Because buying a piece of land and the owner could say, well, I could clear that for you for this price if you need to get some stuff, equipment. Who cares who does it? I mean, I don't care either way. I'm just trying to let's get
Yep.
some consensus here so we can vote it through and wrap this call up.
Yeah, well, they're significantly cheaper. At 8 hours, it's 2400, 2425 versus 1600. So the
Yep.
county line is, so
Yeah, and that's quite frankly probably favorable.
so
All right, if you guys are comfortable with it, I'm comfortable with it as well. It's such a limited scope. I think we just got to get it done.
Fine, whatever.
And we don't
Yep.
want to. We're trying to get geotech done before the end of July. So,
You're to be blunt here, to make people happy. You're either way. You either spent too much money or you should have went with a cheaper person, but they have ties. It doesn't matter. Let's just stay with the positives here and stay with what we got to do. So
that's
yeah.
fair. Let's go cheaper.
let's get it done.
I say we go with county line.
All right.
All right. Um, All right, I'll hazard a motion since I called you all here on a Friday. I'll make a motion that we authorize a not to exceed of $3,000 for the purposes of limited site clearing to allow for geotechnical investigation on the new property parcel in consideration. And I'll recommend that we go with County Line Septic to perform the work at the $200 an hour rate, estimated 1 to 2 days. Quote.
I'll
Not
second
to,
that.
not to exceed.
Yeah, not to exceed. I'll clearly state that no, not to exceed of $3,000. I think I said it originally, but all right. Who's that second?
I second. Adam Brewer.
Adam Brewer. Beautiful. Any further discussion?
Nope.
No,
Oh, mm-mm.
All right. Lisa, why don't we do a roll call? Because we're virtual, we probably don't need to, but
Mr. Brewer,
Aye.
Mr. Zelonis,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
aye.
and Mr. Bacon.
aye,
And motion passes unanimously,
Aye.
5-0.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, guys. And the rest of our agenda is really just updates and keeping everybody in the loop. So as I mentioned, to be geotechnical investigation, I emailed the committee the RFP that Collier's put out. We only solicited, again, this will be under the dollar threshold where we really need to be concerned with multiple bids. I know Scott put it out to a geotechnical contractor that he's worked with in the past very successfully and he's very comfortable with. So quotes are due back before our meeting on the 13th, or a price from that contractor is due back by our meeting on the 13th. You guys have that RFP and the scope of work. It's basically to do what we need to do to evaluate both. The
Is it on the is it on the
assessment.
street yet? Is it out for quote?
It is out, but it was a direct invite.
To Langen?
No, not to Langen. Bear with me.
I mean, wasn't Langen already doing work for Tecton? Langen does that too. So either way, whatever.
Yeah, it went to, I don't have that open. Bear with me 1 second. So to do a borehole infiltration test and digging, Welty.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't remember the name offhand. So again, we won't have to act on that until next week. And if the quote doesn't come in favorable, we'll solicit elsewhere. I can ask Scott if it should go elsewhere as well, just as a point of reference. And we'll go from there. But you have that. If anything comes up or if you have any questions, send them along and we will push them through to our OPM accordingly. But we'll act on that, I hope, at our regular meeting on the 13th. Any questions, concerns beyond?
Just briefly on because I know we had talked about having the park or test pit, trying to do it at the same time.
Yes, the site clearing will not be doing the test pit. The town is working on getting somebody out to separately dig a hole. We have to coordinate the timing of that separately with Eastern Highlands.
Right.
So that was the operating assumption, is that the people we just authorized to do the clearing work isn't digging a hole. Geotechnical is likely not doing that work either. They could, if we happen to be able to time it on the same day as being able to get somebody from Eastern Highlands Health District out there as well as the team. We don't have that scheduled yet until we have a geotechnical engineer on board. So the likelihood is that it's more effective and efficient to just separately
Separate.
coordinate that work after the geotech is separate from
Okay.
the geotech. If we can arrange it, by all means, we'll get it all done in one shot. So,
All right.
all right. Any other thoughts? Otherwise, we'll just rip on through this and I'll let you guys go. All right, no further updates. So upcoming meetings, item 3. Just letting you guys know for awareness that the Board of Selectmen, um, I'll be at the Board of Selectmen meeting on Monday, um, responding to a request essentially for update. So we'll go over the latest and greatest and directly with the Board of Selectmen. Again, it's just making sure that all the town boards that have an association with this project are kept up to speed. So that is generally informal. It's not a big presentation. What is confirmed, and I sent you the email as well. Next on the list, Senior Center. They expressed interest in the school building committee basically doing a presentation and being able to answer, do Q&A, because residents, there was interest in understanding this work. And I had reached out to the director of the senior center, and we settled on a date of, I believe it's Tuesday, July 14th at 6 p.m. So that's the date we're targeting. It would be good. This will be a committee-led presentation. Really just an opportunity for the committee to respond and speak to the senior community, when those in attendance about the project and kind of bring them up to speed. Separately, though, we did get a request or recommendation from the Human Services coordinator, recommending the same thing. So there's definitely a need in town, and I think this is going to be a great idea. So put that on your calendars for Tuesday, July 14th. And more to come, hopefully over the coming weeks, as we develop and pull together what we want to talk about while we're there. The other big coordination item, we had spoken internally as part of the working group about the Willington Summer Concert Series and whether if we could get the school building committee to have a presence, even if we're just sitting at a table, being able to answer questions. Those are Wednesdays in July and the first 2 weeks of August. I know some of us, Peter and myself and Adam, have conflicts either with CIP meetings or some scout obligations. So I just want to make sure we have 1 or 2 people that are able to speak at these. So not speak at these, but be there at a table for the SBC, just to be able to answer questions in the background if people have an interest in coming up to us. I will send out an email asking for people to kind of take slots for coverage, and hopefully we can get presence at each of those events. Any other thoughts on that, guys? And as a bonus, you get to listen to good music, right? So, all right. And the last item that we do have scheduled is the SBC will be on the agenda for the Board of Finance on Thursday, July 16th. I am hoping we have some additional financial information to be able to present, but this is again just outreach with another board to get their thoughts on what we did preliminarily for the financing structure of the first project option, and get their feedback so that we make sure that as we continue to work with our financial advisor, that we're taking everybody's opinion into consideration. So it'll be great to get their feedback at kind of a critical point in this process, and we can evaluate. So we can evaluate that feedback and how it impacts what we're doing for financial strategies for these projects following. But again, I put that on your calendars and try to pay attention and be engaged and be there as you can. If you guys have, last up, if you guys have any other community outreach opportunities or any thoughts about other events that the SBC can continue to try to engage and get the feedback of town residents, send them along and we will try to make that effort work. The more we can be in front of people, the more we can be having conversations directly with people, the better off um, we'll be in getting people the information they need to make an informed decision. So um, this is really the crunch time to do that. So any ideas you guys have, please send them along.
Did Jim, did you get a reschedule at all for the library, or is that still
Yeah, we were targeting we were placeholder library on the 15th. That is now a town meeting date. So I suspect we'll need to do something later in the month as our next not senior center community engagement presentation. I don't have a date on that yet.
okay?
So I assume we're going to target something late July. We can confirm that as a committee when we meet on the 13th. And I think it's something we'll want to have our architectural and OPM team involved with as well. So I want to make sure that we coordinate that around that accordingly. But the 15th just isn't viable. We can't hold
Right,
something
right.
at the same night as a town meeting. So, and with a little luck, we'll get through this budget process soon, and we can really focus on the community can kind of reorient its focus on this project instead of budget season. So, all right. Any final thoughts? Otherwise, I'm gonna let you guys go enjoy your fourth.
No, we're good.
All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Peter Bacon. Not going to bother with a roll call on this one. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for making this work tonight. The meeting is adjourned at 5:28 p.m. Thanks, everybody. Have a great fourth.
You too. Bye bye.
Take care,
Bye.
guys. Bye.